You're watching News Channel 3 live at 9 with Alex Coleman and Mary Beth Conley.
And welcome back, everybody. In their heyday, they were considered fashionable and futuristic. Today, the popular Scheidt handbags of the 1940s, 50s, and 60s are considered fine art.
And Memphian Caryn Scheidt has one of the largest collections in the entire world. Many of them are on display right now at the Dixon Gallery, and Caryn joins us along with some of her bags, just a few of them, because they are also featured in Janice Berkson's book, Carry Me, which is just out, and both ladies join us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. Good to see you both.
Thank you for having us.
Picking your favorite bag even possible, or is that like picking your favorite child?
It's like picking your favorite child. There is absolutely no way, because each bag tells a different story, different day, different event, in a different place in my home.
I can imagine. So when we look at these bags, they really do look like art. Are they art, in fact?
Definitely.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, they're wearable art. Art that you can, display and enjoy looking at and then take out whenever you feel like going out.
So neither of you were in the, bag carrying era in the 1950s.
No.
How did you, tell your story about becoming fascinated with this style of bag?
Originally, it was a stopover in Coconut Grove, and we were on our way to a cruise night, and I found the storefront that had them hanging by wires. But when my collection really took off was when I met Janice in her store in Soho. And I went from a few bags to obviously 100 bags, hundreds of bags now. And it's become a passion. It's collecting art, definitely.
Wow. Janice, what were the bags actually used for? Were they actually pocketbooks or purses?
Handbags.
Or handbags?
It was after the war, and people wanted to feel free and light, and they needed a sense of whimsy in their life. So they started to make Scheidt handbags because, well, also there was a shortage of materials.
Right.
So the Scheidt bags just took off, and it made people smile, and they loved them. And you would put a scarf inside the clear bags so you couldn't see through them.
And so you can really accessorize it with anything. It's not like you have to match a bag.
And there were day bags and there were evening bags. And
tell the story of the bag you have in your hand.
Well, this one was actually also featured in a movie with Ida Lupino called Private Hell. And it's a clutch, which is fabulous, and you open it up and you have a little mirror inside so you can fix your lipstick or see what's going on behind you in a restaurant if you're not happy with whoever you're sitting with.
Wow.
That is excellent.
It really is.
Absolutely excellent. And the cool thing is Scheidt is based here in Memphis.
And nobody knew.
Right.
And nobody knew, right.
I mean, we were talking before the show. Both lived here for years and years and years, and that was a big surprise to me.
Well, I give that credit to Kevin Sharp at the Dixon. I keep saying, how did you find them?
Yeah.
And not only did he bring Scheidt to the forefront in Memphis, but he was the one who had the foresight to bring the collection.
And in fact, that's a very cool story, how this exhibit came to be at the Dixon. Kevin, the director of the
Kevin was
Dixon.
invited to our home by my husband to see his collection of contemporary art.
Like art you hang on the wall.
Exactly,
Right.
sculpture, and and he wrote in Janice's foreword in her book, with no mention of a Scheidt handbag collection. Now, when he came in my house, he looked around and goes, "What's that?" And there's more of that and more of this everywhere. And it was instant. Kevin said, "You've got to let me have this for the Dixon." And I never thought twice about it.
Wow. Give us a little history of some of the handbags that we see right in front of us, especially this one. That is so interesting looking there. What's the story there?
Well, it was made by a company called Llewellyn, and they were in New York, because the bags were only made in New York and Florida.
Okay.
And it was in the early 50s, and they're all made by hand. They were all hand beaded, hand assembled, and they were very expensive in the 50s. They used to cost a month's rent or a week's salary.
Wow, so these were really the thing to have.
Yes.
And Scheidt has now bought DuPont. Was DuPont making them at the time?
No, DuPont wasn't making them. DuPont just provided the raw material for them, for the companies to make the bags.
So the actual companies had designers who did
designed them. And they were mostly men designers.
Mostly men.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
Absolutely.
Did the men know what they were doing? Are you obviously impressed? You like what you see?
More often than not, yes. Every once in a while, there's a bag that's not so easy to carry, but that's, I guess, sometimes the male aesthetic. But
what about the story behind this one, this bag?
This one has a bracelet handle, so it was meant to be carried. You put your arm through like a bracelet,
right,
and it lays flat against your body.
Very
so you
comfortable.
have your hands free. In the 50s, the women smoked. in the other hand to shake hands or have a drink in your hand.
And my concern, because my bags are always such a mess inside, is everyone would see my junk.
No,
yet the designers thought of that.
You put a scarf inside,
Right.
and you change the scarf with your outfit, so you
Or-
only need one handbag, or you have fabulous rhinestone accessories, which they made to go with the bag.
And so
Do
many
you have
times
those?
we hear, you know, what's old is new again. Are these coming back into style, or are they already out there these days? Or?
I don't think they've ever gone out of style.
They've never gone out of style.
No, because what happens, I started collecting close to 20 years ago. It's infectious when people see them.
Right.
They want them, and
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter
Yeah.
what the time period is. And you have to be comfortable
Right.
with something that's unusual when you leave your house.
Definitely so.
I bet you cannot go out anywhere with one of these without bringing comments. So you do have
course.
to be very comfortable with yourself.
Absolutely.
Do you have them in every room in your house? I mean, like, do you have them on pedestals? on
She's
the
really
kitchen
putting you on the
counter?
spot
How
here.
do you display them?
Oh no, I can remember when my mother told me I need to build a case. And I go, well, just how big does that case need to be? They're on coffee tables, nightstands, armoires.
Bookcases.
They're bookcases. They're everywhere.
How fabulous.
Wow,
I bet
wow.
lighting them in a particular way is just
It
unbelievable.
makes them really sparkle.
Which
Oh,
you will see at the Dixon
Yes.
because
The
they know
Dixon
how to display.
has done a phenomenal job, and I give them a lot of credit because we always see a certain way in which we like them displayed.
Right.
And they've taken it to a whole different level.
I imagine they know how to do it. All right, so Saturday is the official grand opening. You have got Saturday or Friday?
Saturday.
You've got to go. We're going to put on the screen all the information. It actually opened last weekend.
And the exhibit runs through January 17th, so you got plenty of time to get over to Park Avenue.
They're like Christmas ornaments,
Yes,
so
they are.
really it's the perfect time of year for the
Perfect.
It's wonderful to meet
Thank
you.
you, ladies.
Tell
Pleasure
your
meeting you.
parents-in-law
Glad to
hello
have you.
for me. I
Thank
love
you.
them.
All right, a short break here. We do have much more ahead. You're watching News Channel 3 live at 9.